The whole reason I never really bothered to do the whole cold approach thing, or at least not in the more recent years, is because Tinder fucking annihilated my self-esteem so bad that I just thought that it was pointless. Basically, to be honest, I think that if literally nobody in my whole country found me attractive enough, who wasn't grossly overweight or over 30, which neither of those found me attractive either, because, you know, if somebody's willing to swipe on you only when they're past their prime, they're just looking to settle for somebody who, that they're not really interested in. They never really were. Same with the overweight ones. If they were thin, they wouldn't match with you. You know, it's just the proof, because you can't match with somebody who's average. But because of this, I figured that, you know, everybody in real life is just going to be the exact same as they are online. Sort of like, say, if I was to try and buy a whole lot of products online with an empty bank account, going into the shops in real life, it's going to have the same result. You know, if you don't have what people are interested in, you know, it's not going to make a difference what way you go about it. And I thought, you know, like, it'd be, basically, I already know the outcome, sort of thing. So, if I've been trying this shit for like fucking years, like online, and couldn't get anywhere, you know, like I was on there since about 25, although I put my age as like 24 because I never really liked my age. But anyway, like, yeah, and I just tried it over and over. You know, I had absolutely no luck or success with this thing. So I would try it over and over again, beating myself up each time to the point of just feeling just like absolute shit, you know, thinking, fuck, I didn't want to give up because I didn't have any success with it, so I just kept on trying. And it made me feel like shit about myself, made me feel like absolute shit towards the opposite gender, you know, and I would just feel worthless, you know. So I never bothered to approach anybody in real life because of this. The thing about the online was that I always just felt like, oh, you know, the next set of pictures is going to be different, and then I would make some photos where I'd look better and shit, and then I'd be like, fuck, well, I'm sure it's going to happen this time. And then, you know, it never really had any success, and I would try this over and over again. I like got to the point of photoshopping my photos, going out of town for more interesting photos, things like that, and it never fucking had any success. I got the expensive, well, not expensive, sort of like the subscription one where I could go anywhere in the world kind of thing with I saw people in all these different countries. Didn't, you know, I thought, fuck, somewhere people aren't going to be shallow. Had the same thing in every single country, you know, apart from like Asia, but, you know, any white guy could get matches in Asia, but I didn't do that anyway because it's not my thing. But my point is that I didn't really have any success anywhere, and I'd keep trying this, you know, and they say that the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again, trying, you know, with the same results. But, you know, I didn't know what else I could do, because I'd go out in real life, I would go to bars, pubs, places like this, town, all the time, and I'd never have any success. So I would go back online and, you know, try that again, and thinking each time, oh, sure, I'm going to match with somebody who's at least just, you know, around average or whatever. Even in my country, it's like even the good-looking girls aren't even attractive. I mean, some people have an alright-looking body, you know, but, like, as far as New Zealand goes, you know, we're, like, on the ugly scale of, like way up there, you know, like, so, you know, compared to the ones overseas, you know, they're really not attractive, and the fact that I can't even get like one of them who's like average amongst the average, you know, so it really fucking sucks. Like, you know, it really cripples your self-esteem to realise that you can't match with anybody. And, you know, I just figured that if everybody online, like across my whole entire country, like none of them found me attractive enough, and then I thought, well, obviously in real life it's just going to be the same. It's like if they've already all said no on this is like a platform where before, like, no point in history really have we been able to, like, find out what people think of us on, you know, just based on picture alone, you know. So, yeah, it's really bleak to realise that so many people feel that way towards you, like a negative way, and then, like, nobody actually finds it attractive. So I never bothered to really do that in real life after this, you know. I never bothered to go and approach people because I thought, what's the point if I already know the answer? You know, I think in the last 4 or 5 years I've approached about 3 people. One of them I was going to this course with, you know, after I was looking for work and I was on like some course thing, and yeah, so she was sort of like social enough with me, you know, like talk to me on a sort of just a regular sort of classroom environment kind of thing. And yeah, I just asked if she wanted to have lunch with me sometime, and you know, I got the whole boyfriend excuse. But after that, you know, like she never really talked to me again. Just avoided like talking to or even really looking at me. So that felt pretty stink. Another time I went to a supermarket and asked this girl for a number. I got given a fake number. Should have actually called her out on it straight away because it was like less than 10 digits or some shit. But yeah, that was kind of shit. And then the only other time was I actually came across this girl who I was like on my lunch break at this job, and there's like a stage in the middle of my old town, like my hometown, and I was sitting on there in my fucking business type bloody clothing, and I thought I saw this like goth girl at the back of the stage, like kind of looking a bit sad, and I thought like, fuck man, like who the hell has like long black hair and all in black? I like, to me I was just like, man, this is like, you know, she stood out like a fucking flower in amongst a patch of weeds. Like I was like, you never see somebody like this. So I was like, I have to talk to her, otherwise I have the regret. You know, because regret is worse than, I felt like regret is worse than rejection, because it'll eat away at you for a long time. You know, like rejection at least, like, you know, you hit a dead end, you move on, but then there's a whole wondering of how things would have turned out type of thing, you know. So I just thought, fuck it, I'll just, you know, I thought there's no way this girl's going to want to fucking talk to some arsehole in a fucking collared shirt, you know, like dressed like how she was. But yeah, she ended up like, I asked, you know, if she was alright. I don't know how to start a conversation. So I asked if she was alright, because she looked a bit sad, you know, and shit, and she ended up coming and actually sitting like next to me, talking to me for quite a while, and I didn't actually know that it was this girl who used to come into my shop like a few years ago. I used to work in a retail shop. This was about 3 years previously, before that. And apparently she used to like me back then, because I was like the only guy who had like long black hair, and I guess, you know, like if somebody's got a particular sort of style that they like the town that I'm living in, we didn't really have many sort of, I guess you'd say, alternative kind of metalhead guys. This is like sort of how I used to look up here. But yeah, so I guess I stood out for that, but I never knew that. Anyway, we ended up getting really close for a while and things like that, and we were quite good until she ended up ghosting me. I don't even know what the fuck happened, but you know, I guess that happens in real life. But I mean, I sort of think of it as only having success because, you know, like back when I had a long black hair, I had a few people like me, I guess. Because I guess, you know, if somebody's got a particular taste and you're like the only person around who looks like that, then, you know, you stand out. But it's like, now, you know, I've got like shorter hair and whatever. I don't really think I ever really suited long hair anyway, but I guess I'm just another fucking number in the crowd sort of thing, another face in the crowd, so I'm not good enough looking to appeal to more normal kind of girls. Not that those are really my taste anyway. I prefer like alternative. But anyway, like I guess I just aren't really good looking enough, and the whole Tinder thing, you know, like back then, up until I was 25, I never really thought of myself as being ugly. I just never thought of myself as being attractive. I thought, you know, I was just a mid-ground kind of guy, or whatever. But now it's like, after that app, it's just absolutely fucking sodomized my self-esteem, and I just, you know, I never bothered to approach after that, apart from that one time at the course. That was it. So I just figured I'd get like if I went up to people, I already know the answer, you know, sort of thing. And so yeah, I never really bothered after that. I felt like I didn't look good enough or normal enough to be able to get with a regular person, sort of thing. So I essentially just gave up, and I blame this app. I fucking hate this app, and I think a lot of guys should just save themselves the pain of bothering to go on there. You know, I had some dickhead online tell me that oh, you just want, because you fail, you want other guys to. It's like, no, I just don't want guys to have the same pain as me. You know, the frustration of making new profiles, deleting it over and over, and beating themselves up because to the point that they just feel like shit because they think, you know, they keep trying and thinking, oh, next time's going to be different. You know, but the thing is that, like, I'm far from wanting to prevent any guy from fucking going on something that might give them success, but the thing is the odds are so far against you. You know, like, unless you're going to be, there's like 5% of men who actually have proper success. Top 10% pretty much gets everybody. And the bottom, like 80-90% of guys get next to nothing or scraps, or you'll be like a regular, maybe like fairly decent looking guy, like fighting over somebody who's morbidly obese with like 5, 10, fucking 20 other men. It's fucking ridiculous and it's retarded. Anyway, so yeah, I fucking hate the app and the people that made it. I think they know exactly what they're doing, you know. They want to bring guys misery, you know. They made a whole joke about height verification on it, knowing full well that there's like some weird obsession with 6 feet for men on there. You know, like if you list your guy, if you're a guy and you list your fucking height as under 6 foot, you'll probably be swiped no just for that. But yeah, that's the reason why I've spent so many years not even bothering to approach people or even, you know, trying to talk to girls, because Tinder pretty much just fucked up my self-esteem, and I thought, like, afterwards it would just be pointless. I'd already know the answer, and they would either ridicule me, tell me where to go, laugh at me, tell me to fuck off, or some other excuse that just make me feel like absolute shit. So that's why I never really bothered. I mean, that and the fact that, you know, I feel like since the Tinder thing I already knew the answer. But as well as that, you know, I get so many negative reactions from them in real life because I walk around town so much. They never look at me, never smile at me, never fucking say anything to me or anything like that. And in bars as well, it's like I'm pretty much invisible. And as well as that, like, you know, I'm avoided, like when I go to parties type things, friend get-togethers and stuff, you know, none of them really are interested in talking to me or anything like that. And when I go to stoplights, you know, I often get laughed at or scowled at or fucking avoided by them. And that tends to ruin my self-esteem as well. But, like, these are just things that backed up my reminders. I always just go back to the whole Tinder thing, and I think, well, I put myself out in public. It's like, yeah, some of them laugh and scowl and whatever, make me feel like shit, but it's like, I still want to try because, you know, I don't like being alone. But, you know, my mind always goes back to the Tinder thing, and I think, well, fuck, you know, like, my whole country said no to me online. It's like, well, in real life, how's it going to be any different? So that's the reason why I never really bothered approaching people and stuff like that. That and the fact that I think game, you know, and shit like have confidence, bro, and all that stuff, you know, like, I can't believe people are still trying to push this shit. You know, yeah, I think all that's just garbage. It's absolute crap. So that's why I just don't bother, you know, like, you cannot talk your way into being physically attractive to somebody, you know, like, no girl could walk up to me and say anything, and I would see her physically as a different person, you know. If you're not attracted to somebody, you're not attracted to somebody, you know. It's just physical attraction, it purely comes from looks. That's it, you know. There's no fucking getting around it. You either become good looking or you just fail, you know. I mean, I see a lot of guys around town with guys I think look a lot worse than me, and guys that look fairly ugly. But then again, people tell me, if you really did look worse than those guys, then it would be you who's with the girl, you know, like, you would be able to get somebody, you know. So maybe that is true. Maybe I just look that bad that literally, like, even some of these people are better. But then again, the way they look, they couldn't get matches online either, so it doesn't really make sense to me, you know. And I find it really hard to believe that some fucking overweight, neckbeard looking guy with an attractive looking girl is better looking than me, you know. So I have no fucking idea. Yeah, but either way, it's pretty much too late now. I feel like I've just gotten too old and too sick, and can even fucking tell. I don't know, see if you can tell, but I got these, like, I'm getting all these little cuts out of the area up here, and my skin looks all bad because of this autoimmune shit. I'm, like, losing, like, see, like, little bits of fat around the top of my mouth, and it's probably going to get, like, a lot worse because people with this condition end up with, like, wrinkles all the way around here, like that, like, they stay there, like, all the time, and then their lips disappear and their face ends up looking absolutely like a fucking nightmare. So I'm hopefully seeking this treatment so it doesn't get any further, so it just pauses basically, and it, like, for people who have the skin condition that comes with this, apparently that actually suppresses that So if it does that, then hopefully it stops the continuation of the fat loss. That's what I'm hoping, but I have to get the fucking treatment, and to get the treatment I have to get the actual appointment, and I have to wait like fucking 3 months more for that. So that's a fucking bitch. But either way, even if I didn't have that happening and the weird fat loss on my face and bad condition of my skin, it's like it's too late now anyway. It's like, you know, turning 31 in a couple of days, so you know, it's the ship has fucking sailed and left me behind. The fucking window's closed, so there's not much I can really do but think about, you know, just, I don't know, just feeling the regret and accepting and living with it. Just wish I could be a 17-year-old again and try all over, but in an attractive body, you know. Get all of the frickin' things that I missed out on, all the relationships, and getting to wake up next to somebody like that I'm attracted to, and go out and like I really like envy guys who actually have a partner that they can like go to town with and go places with and things like that. Can't believe that I never have had this properly in my life. You know, fuck, I would have never have believed it as a 5-year-old that I would have been able to get to this age and just never had that, never be normal, never have a normal life. Fuck, I don't know. Accepting it's over is one of the hardest things you can do, I think. That's why I still can't, but I know there's not much I can really do about it. Anyway, if you're young and going through this shit, do what you can to put yourself out there, you know, because there's nothing worse than living with a regret. See you later.